In this world, every human comes alone and leaves alone. Yet we forget this eternal truth. We unnecessarily fear this loneliness in between. Humans are multi-faced, changing like the sky. Like the sky, humans also change colors according to time and opportunity. They always seek their own interest. When interest ends, even familiar people become strangers. Just as by walking a path, the path is recognized. Similarly, from the hard lessons of real life, people are recognized. We all wait for some kind of miracle, don't we? We think someone will come who will hold our hand, say, "Don't be afraid, I am here." And we'll change our life overnight. Imagine being in the middle of the ocean. Your boat is sinking because it has a hole. The shore is visible very close, but you are not swimming. Do you know why? Because you are looking at the person in the next boat. When he will jump, only then you will jump. While doing this, your boat sinks. Then you will understand. Waiting for others is actually another name for suicide. Our life is just like this sinking boat. Time is passing, but we are looking for a partner. Looking for support, looking for the right moment. This video is a wake-up call for you, which will change your perspective of looking. The illusion of the comfort zone, or familiar circles. People generally fear walking alone, not wanting to leave their familiar environment or friends. We think, let me do what everyone else is doing. If I try to do something alone, people might mock me. Being stuck in this social shame and monotony is the first major problem that prevents us from moving forward. Overdependence on the wrong people. We leave the key to our life's decisions in the hands of others. For example, I will start the gym if my friend agrees, or I will start a business if my family supports me. The problem is, when you wait for others, both your time and potential are wasted. Because the goals of the person you are waiting for are never the same as yours. Indecisiveness and lack of self-confidence. The biggest obstacle to moving forward alone is the creation of self-doubt. When no one is around, thoughts like, can I do it? Or what if I make a mistake? Arise. This indecisiveness makes people stagnant. People forget that even walking on the wrong path is much better than standing still, because at least lessons can be learned from mistakes. Fear of loneliness. Many think that moving forward alone means becoming alienated from society or friends. But the real problem is, by blending into the crowd, you lose your individuality. One cannot recognize their own light while walking in the shadow of others. Without the courage to walk alone, you will never be able to discover any new path or possibility. There lived two young men in a small mountain village, Akash and Neil. Both of them dreamt big. There weren't many ways to earn a living. Across the mountains, a big city promised a life-changing opportunity. But the path was treacherous, filled with dense jungles and rushing mountain streams. Akash and Neil would look at the mountains every afternoon and make plans. Neil would say, "Akash, when we go, we will take at least 10 people with us. Going alone is too risky. When a group is formed, only then will we set out." Months passed, years passed. Neil went from door to door to the villagers, explaining, "Let's explore the city, let's change our fortune." Someone had no time, others feared tigers or believed the city wasn't a good place. Every time Neil returned, he'd tell Akash, "Wait a few more days." Rahim and Kareem have agreed. Once they strengthen the group, we will head out. Akash noticed that by waiting for others, their precious time was being wasted. One morning, Akash made a decision. He said to Neil, "I will not wait for anyone else." "I am setting out alone," Neil laughed. "Are you crazy? Can anyone cross the mountains alone? Who will save you if there's danger? Come back, we'll all go together." Akash didn't listen. With a bag on his shoulder, he started walking into the forest path alone. At first, he felt very afraid. The silence of the forest seemed to consume him. Once, he tripped over a stone and suffered a severe injury to his leg. He thought, if someone were with me, they might have picked me up. But then, if I go back, I'll be stuck forever. He started walking again, limping, pushing through the pain. Because he was alone, he discovered small, hidden paths that a group would never have found. He found a beautiful waterfall with sweet fruits, a reward for his solitary journey. He could walk at his own pace, without having to stop for anyone. After 3 days, Akash reached the mountain peak. From there, he saw the city below, a wonderful, beautiful world. He went to the city and started a small job. His determination and capacity for hard work were immense. Within 2 years, he established his own successful business there. Meanwhile, what was happening in the village? Neil is still sitting under that banyan tree. He is still waiting for a large group. His dreams are now confined only to chat sessions. Many years later, Akash returned to the village in an expensive car. Neil was surprised, asking, "How did you manage it alone?" Akash replied with a smile, "Neil, to cross a mountain, you don't need strength, you need courage. While you were waiting for others, you accepted their limitations as your own. And when I started walking alone, every stone of the mountain taught me how to live anew." The first major turning point comes when you look at the crowd around you and suddenly realize those whose hands you wanted to hold are not passengers of your destination. This extreme realization of loneliness does not break you mentally. Instead, it makes you solid as a stone from within. Right after this comes the second turning point, the courage of the first lonely step. As you walk alone on a dark path, ignoring others' signals, mockery and negative words ring in your ears. But surprisingly, you then hear your own heartbeat for the first time, regaining control over yourself. In the middle of the journey, when you face great danger and find no one by your side, the most powerful turning point is created, the awakening of latent power. If you had depended on others, you might have given up. But alone, you use your intellect to overcome the obstacle, discovering you are stronger than you thought. This struggle takes you to a level where you are no longer a seeker of mercy or help. Finally, the ultimate turning point comes when you stand on a new path of success. You look back and see that those who left you alone are still standing in the same old place. And because of the courage to walk alone, today you have created a new destination yourself. This one decision of not waiting for others transforms your ordinary life into an extraordinary new history. The core solution to this philosophy lies in awakening the latent self-reliance within you. Whenever we dream big or start a new task, our subconscious seeks a companion. We think someone will hold our hand, provide courage, or praise our plans. But the most defining moments of life never come in a group. They come in the silence of loneliness. This decision to walk alone is the first primary turning point of your life. When you stop waiting for others, you take full ownership of your time and talent. The main solution to success is to build a mental fortress of your own, where external criticism or the fear of loneliness cannot enter. Walking alone does not mean being alienated from society. It means bringing 100% control over your own powers. When you start walking alone, your brain becomes much more creative. You no longer carry the burden of thoughts imposed by others. You get the opportunity to experiment completely independently. This lonely journey will teach you how to remain calm in adverse situations, and how to take a new lesson from every obstacle. When you move forward determined to achieve your goal without help, exactly then the universe opens up new roads and doors of opportunity. Opportunities you couldn't even imagine before. This new path leads you to success and transforms you into a mentally strong person, capable of carrying your own weight. Therefore, without waiting for any special moment or person, take your first step today. When you show the courage to stand on your own feet, that confidence will draw a new map of your life. You will see your story of walking alone become a massive epic of inspiration to many. Only when you learn to nurture your goals alone will your life break the circle of monotony and begin to rush toward a thrilling and unimagined destination. The biggest tragedy of our lives is acting as side characters in a story written by others. Yet we were meant to be the hero of our own unique story. Moving forward alone, remember this special truth: waiting is quicksand. Waiting for support digs the grave of your dreams. Life shows a new path only when you courageously break free from your comfort zone. This journey alone might seem silent, even lost at first, but that silence will help you hear the voice of your own soul. The solution is simple yet deep: be accountable to yourself. When no one is by your side, stand as your own biggest supporter. On this new path, you might lose some people or social gatherings, but what you gain in return is your true identity. When you conquer a mountain by yourself, the wind on that peak is unique. That taste of victory is impossible to find within a crowd. The clock of your life is not stopping for anyone. It's not your responsibility to silence doubters or those who leave you. Your only responsibility is to make your goals successful. Remember, the sun rises alone, illuminating the entire world. It needs no companionship. Hold your own hand firmly. Tonight, sit with yourself. Plan the first step of your suspended work. Tomorrow morning, jump into it without waiting for anyone. When life sees you are stubborn, a fighter, ready to cross miles alone, then life itself will lay out the red carpet for you. Let this lonely journey be the best chapter of your life. Only those with courage to fight alone become victors. Believe in yourself, look forward, and say, I am enough alone. Welcome to the path of your new life.